Anthony Mackie as Captain America was never going to work. It just wasn't. The entire storyline had been set up for Bucky to get it from Cap. And listen, we know that Bucky has spent time as Captain America. We know that that Falcon has spent time as Captain America. We know these things have happened in the comics, all right? So it's not like Falcon never was Captain America in the comics. He was. It failed. People didn't like it. People rejected it. They brought back Steve Rogers, but we've seen it happen. Those are the same decisions they've made all throughout the last several phases of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? But the story was not set up for Falcon to have it. In fact, they changed the ending to Endgame to give that to him. And it was a surprise to both Chris Evans and Anthony Mackie when they got that rewrite, because they didn't think that was going to happen. Falcon Winter Soldier spent 6 episodes or whatever it was trying to convince you, hey, we promise you guys, Anthony Mackie really does deserve to be Captain America. We promise. Look at all the racism that's rampant in this country. Well, now here we are. The Captain America movie with a person that most people don't really see as Captain America. And his comments over the past week just did more to push people away. This is a movie that is tracking to open significantly less than Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Now, as much as so many different outlets might want to compare the opening numbers it's projected to have to things like Captain America: Winter Soldier and Guardians of the Galaxy from over 10 fucking years ago, the truth is, 1, what they're spending on these movies is vastly different. 2, the entire market is vastly different. There was no Thursday previews for some of these fucking movies, right? So many things that you can look at and you realize there's no comparison between these movies right now. But there's a reason they're doing that, because those movies went on to be successful. This movie does not look like it will be. They're not comparing it to current MCU flops. They're comparing it to old shit from 10 years ago. And when you factor in inflation, it doesn't even come close. But this movie is a nightmare. And Hollywood Reporter writes this fucking crazy article. Captain America: Brave New World shows Disney can't escape the culture wars. Have they really tried? Have they truly tried? I think you can look at a handful of examples, right? Whatever that Pixar show on Disney Plus that was supposed to have an entire trans episode, they got rid of that. They turned that character from trans into just being a normal person. Maybe that one. Maybe in the future, some of the things they're going to do, things that weren't already in production when a lot of this push happened, maybe we'll see changes. But look, this is what we've heard from Bob Iger over and over again. Returning Disney CEO plans to quiet down culture war controversies, insist woke themes are not political. This was November of 2022, written by Carolyn Downey at the National Review. A year fucking later, same headline, same author, same picture, same website. Disney CEO plans to quiet the noise in the culture war. But when the fuck is it going to happen? When the fuck is it going to happen? This is a massive fuck up by Anthony Mackie, what he said, and the way he said it specifically. And I don't disagree. There's people out there that are trying to make arguments about what Anthony Mackie said without actually listening to what he said in the beginning. Of course, Captain America is not only applicable to Americans or only appealable to Americans. Of course, there are universal values in the things that Captain America represents 100%. That's why he is a superhero that people all around the world care about. But America is also linked to that. And the American values, the American dream, the American spirit, all of these things are linked to Captain America. Shocking, I know, with a name like that. Anthony Mackie went out of his way specifically to say America shouldn't be associated with Captain America. And then in his clarifying post, because a lot of people perceived it as an apology, it wasn't an apology. It was a PR spin job, and I don't necessarily need him to apologize for it either, whatever. But he also didn't clarify what he was talking about. Anthony Mackie, in his post, his PR post, said, I'm a proud American. Playing Cap is the opportunity of a lifetime, and I'm extremely proud of it. I really love the troops. He didn't address anything about what he said about the character of Captain America, which is the thing that people had a fucking problem with. But don't worry, we got the mainstream media out there. We got the mainstream media out there for you, Anthony Mackie. Hey, did you know from Esquire, Anthony Mackie is Captain America now? How about that? Mary Sue, this is your reminder. Sam Wilson is Captain America. These people are desperate to convince people to go support this movie that has a Captain America without Captain America. And even when it comes to the budgets, this is one of the most idiotic fucking articles I've seen on the entire thing, because we've been talking about the budget. I did a whole video about why it's very obvious that Marvel and Disney are lying about the budget for Captain America Brave New World, because they did significant, substantial reshoots multiple times for this movie, multiple rewrites, multiple delays, and they're claiming it only cost $180 million, when in reality it cost around $350+ million. They have done this before. They continue to do this. All the time they continue to do this. And specifically, this Screen Rant article is trying to push and hype up Captain America because it has a lower budget than some other flops, where they also lied about their budgets. You can't make this up. Captain America Brave New World was already avoiding one thing that made two of the MCU's biggest box office flops look far worse. And they're talking about Quantumania and the Marvels. And they're talking specifically about their budgets. Like, what the fuck? Captain America Brave New World's budget is much lower than the Marvels and Ant-Man 3. Brave New World's budget seems better managed than previous MCU flops. Oh, and then they show this thing. Oh, look, did you guys know that Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, the budget was $330 million and only made $463 million. The Marvel's budget was $307 million, only made $199 million. But don't worry, the Brave New World budget's only $180 million. Do you remember Screen Rant? What the Marvel's budget was reported as? It was reported as $200 million in the same trades that are passing around this $180 million number. Do you remember what Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania was reported as? It was reported as $200 million. They're doing the same exact thing, and retarded creators at Screen Rant continue to fall for it time after time after time after time, because this is their job, to spin for the studios, to shill for this bullshit. And whatever chance this movie may or may not have had of breaking even, regardless of whatever fake budget they put out there, the odds got worse after last week because of the statement, because of how it was handled, because of how it blew up, and quite frankly, because this movie exists at all.